Section 1.2, Adding Whole Numbers. The first thing we need to do whenever we do addition is look at the basic rule of addition. This applies anytime we do addition from now on, whether we do it in pre-algebra, algebra, calculus, and beyond. The basic rule of addition states that only like things can be added together. This is fundamental. This will be very helpful moving forward whenever you're learning new concepts in math and applying addition. Well, let's look at an example here of our whole numbers. Let's just take two. Let's look at maybe 23 plus 34. Now I ask students, I say, how do you do this procedurally? And students will show this. They'll take the 34 and the 23 and they'll write them like this. And then I ask, well, why do you do that? And they say, well, that's because that's the way I've always done it. That's not the answer to a math question. The answer would have to be something grounded in math properties or rules or theorems or laws. So what we do is I talk to them and say, hey, this goes back to what we talked about before, that place value is important in our system. Because place value is important, we line these up by place value. Notice ones and tens have been lined. So then when we add these together, we apply the basic rule of addition. Only like things can be added together, so only ones can be added together, and that's where we get this 7. Only tens can be added together, so we have 3 tens, which is 30, plus 2 tens, which is 20, and you put them together and you get 5 tens, which is 50. So that's how we get 57. Now let's look at a little larger example here. What if we had 47 plus 38? Now when you look at this example here, we've aligned it by place value, and then we add the ones. And when you add the ones together, I ask students procedurally, how do you do this? And they say, well, you put a 5 here, and then you put a 1 there. And I asked them, I said, okay, so you put a 5 here, you put a 1 there. Why? And they said, well, that's because this makes 15. You put the 5 and the 1. And then I asked them, I said, well, then is this truly 1? What is this? And they say, that's 1. It's actually 10. What you've done is, and this is important for us, we're going to be doing some regrouping. This is another important term for us, regrouping. Students say, oh, I carried the 1. Well, that carrying is not something that we actually do. What we did was we took 7 ones and we added 8 ones to them. And what we were doing is, because I'm going to bring it up again, we're base 10. Whenever we're in a grouping, whenever we get 10 of them, notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then if I box these off, we regroup. This becomes, every time we can regroup these 10 ones and make them 1, 10. Or 1. So that's what happens here. Is you're actually taking 10 ones, you're putting them together, and you're making 1 10 unit that you can put into the tens group. So notice what's left. What's left are the 5 ones that didn't get regrouped and moved up. So that's what this is. And then over here we have 1 10, which is 10, plus 4 tens, which is 40, plus 3 tens, which is 30, which makes 80. So that's how we get the 85. So as we go throughout the course, keep that in mind. We are actually regrouping. I don't like the word carrying because we're not technically carrying anything. We're taking our ones. We've reached a level of 10, a base of 10. This one happens to be 10 to the 1, and we get our 1 10 unit now.